Hello everyone. The Nazdar company has a great name. It is memorable and unique. The legend is that the person that started the company, Edward Owens, was in a bar thinking about starting a company, and his inspiration for the name of that company came from a drink coaster with the word Nazdrovia on it. This was thought to be Bohemian for success. He chose to use the shortened version Nazdar for the name of his company. What you may find in doing a search is that Nostrovia is an English mispronunciation of the Russian word Nazdrovi, meaning cheers. The Nazdar name and company are as old as the silkscreen industry itself. According to the book, The History of Screen Printing by Guido Lugweller, the first commercial silkscreen printing product showed up in the United States during the 1908 presidential election. Felt pennants with the names of the candidates, William Howard Taft and William Jennings Bryan, were all over the country. At the time, silkscreen printing was being done in different parts of the United States. In 1918, the process was perfected, patented in San Francisco by printing pioneers John Pillsworth and Edward Owens and several others at the Select Design Company as the first commercial silkscreen process. The process was being used to print signs, posters, and displays. This process was called silkscreen printing because silk fabric was stretched onto a wooden frame and images were hand cut out of paper to create a stencil. Oil-based paints were used to print an image through the silk. The History of Screen Printing book documents that the Nazdar company was formed in 1922 by Edward Owens, who was a vice president at the Select Design Company. Nazdar created the first inks that were made for silkscreen printing of posters, signs, and even automobile spare tire covers. Those inks were called rapid drying stencil pastes, and they sold for $5 a gallon. The first ad for Nazdar inks was this 1/16 page ad that ran in the August 1923 issue of Sign in the Times magazine. The Nazdar company was located at 1128 Argyle Street in Chicago, in this 1915 building that is now home to a plumber, a cell phone store, and a bingo tea hotspot. Nazdar operated out of this building until 1925, when they moved to 3011 Montrose Avenue in Chicago. Edward Owens sold his ownership to Howard Parmalee, who became the president with Bob Doran vice president. Howard Parmalee was so influential in the silkscreen industry that when the Screen Printing Association created a Lifetime Achievement Award for the industry, they named it the Parmalee Award. This award has been presented to two Nazdar influential leaders over the years, Dale Sloan and Harold Johnston. In the first 3 years of business, Nazdar introduced the first silkscreen catalog, opened up distributors in New York, Los Angeles, Pittsburgh, and Montreal, and introduced the Mr. Signman kit for silkscreening. We have an original Mr. Signman kit that was sent to us by a woman in Cooper Union, New York, who found it when she cleaned out her uncle's garage after he passed away in 2010. He never used the kit, and she sent it to us in the original box it came when it was purchased in the 1930s. That kit is on display in the upstairs diorama of Nazdar historical items. In the next 3 years, Nazdar added 9 more distributors throughout the United States and 1 more in Montreal. In 1928, Nazdar moved to 4014 North Rockwell Street in Chicago. The company remained in this location throughout the Great Depression. The company introduced new products like a primer for metal and wooden signs and water-based paints for brushing on signs. Join me next month when we learn about surviving the Great Depression and supporting the Great War effort. Until then, thanks for watching, and Nazdrovia.